casual. If I say too much about it, kinda hard to keep it cool. Thought I would know which way to go and what to do. I get a little bit lost in you. Crazy for you, crazy, I'll admit this once. Craving all the cravings, I don't taste enough. I can't contain the energy holding us. I can't contain the feeling when we touch. Don't need a rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. Rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. I've been thinking lots about it, all the places we could go. We could love and leave behind all of the times we've been alone. I feel the pressure and how storm the weather, and no need to face it on your own before we go. Crazy for you, crazy, I'll admit this once. Craving all the cravings, I don't taste enough. I can't contain the energy holding us. I can't contain the feeling when we touch. Don't need a rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. Rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. Take me where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I'll be lying on a beach. Take me where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I'll be looking out to sea. Baby, don't usually say this. I get a little lost in you. Don't usually say this, say this, say this. Take me where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I'll be lying on a beach. Don't need a rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. Rendezvous, I'll run away with you. Be my vacation, just name the location. Take me where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I'll be lying on a beach. Take me where I wanna be, where I wanna be. I'll be looking out to sea. Don't need a rendezvous.
Oh, yeah. Howdy do, folks. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good old time listening to that cheeky song. That was a bit cheeky. That was indeed one of the previous singles off what will be off FOLEY's upcoming EP, Rendezvous. So funky, so much energy, and so much epicness. You know, I'm so happy because I do have right now, though, Gabe on the line all the way from Auckland, from FOLEY, one half of the epic duo FOLEY, to chat about, I don't know, we're going to chat about whatever we want to chat about, won't we, Gabe?
We sure will. G'day, mate. How's it going?
Welcome to the show. I just want to say it's a pleasure having you here on this, on what you tell me is a sunny morning in Auckland, which...
It sure is, yeah. No, pleasure to be here as well.
It surprised the hell out of me, but then you said, oh, yeah, it's like the only sunny day we've had in a week, and I thought that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Which is good because I need you in like I need you in like focus mode, and I need you in like, you know, happy disposition mode, because it's a bit earlier in the morning over here. So
we're on.
I just need you to radiate sunshine my way.
Don't you worry, mate. I'll send it through the phone.
I don't know how, but I'll do it. You have to fax me through that vitamin D.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's coming now, Gabe. I can hear it. Anyway, welcome to the show, as I said. I mean, well, how are things? Because you've been a very busy man with everything going on, haven't you? Releasing singles left, right, and centre.
Yeah. We're kind of just not waiting around there. We did a whole bunch of writing last year, you know, in and out of lockdown, and because we're kind of always writing. I mean, Ash and I don't live together, so it was a little hard during lockdowns, but like we just kind of tried to finesse as much material as possible, and then just went, well, people are listening to music still, like let's just get it out there, like let's not wait for the right time, because you know, the state of things at the moment is just so unpredictable, so let's just go for it. Because
you did do a fair bit last year. Like you released, I see, a previous EP on my condolences. I don't know where that came from. I was misreading.
Maybe that's the greatest hits.
Oh, yeah. We're terribly sorry for the music we've released over the last year. No. On My Conscience was the previous EP I see, and that came out last year. And then, since then, you've released a couple of new singles, and now you're out with a brand newie to start off the new year. So, I mean,
absolutely,
you can't say that last year wasn't productive for you. How do you feel? How do you review your 2020?
Oh wow, 2020 review. I mean,
sorry, was that a bit too deep? Were you not expecting that kind of deepness for this early in the morning?
No, let's go for it.
All right.
There is a time difference, so I've been awake longer than you.
Sorry, I keep forgetting it's like 11 o'clock where you are. It's like early morning.
Yeah, all good.
It is also Saturday, so you know.
Yeah. Lazy lion. Yeah. I mean, if we just put aside the obvious 2020 chat, because everyone had the same kind of experience with the pandemic, but in terms of Foley, I think our last year was crazy. I mean, we played some amazing shows before lockdown. We opened for Drax Project and 660, which, you know, were like the biggest crowds we've played to.
Yeah.
And then releasing that EP sort of the week before lockdown was like a crazy experience as well. I was kind of rushing around and getting it out there, and the way that people received that was amazing, and we're just quite grateful that we had the support from, you know, like our fans and the radio stations here and all the streaming services sort of, you know, in Australia and New Zealand, and we managed to sneak in a headline, a sort of first headline show as well. We had 2 lockdowns last year, but we managed to get one in between them. And that was crazy as well. It's just really sort of happy that, you know, the music still resonates on a time like that, and that we can still kind of share something positive in what's been such a, you know, cursed year. So yeah, I think 2020 was good for us, but obviously there are so many people that it wasn't good for, and I guess just we keep thinking of them as well, like all the sound people and all the people out of work and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
bit of sweet, but yeah, we're really proud of how we kind of kept the train moving and just kept going for it.
Was there any, because I was going to say, you know, you mentioned about how shit a lot of people found the last year, and let's face it was pretty shit.
Yeah.
But was there anybody, did you get anybody sort of saying anything that surprised you about your music? Did anybody go, oh, that was, you know, your song was really, you know, something, or, you know, listening to your music last year made me feel like this? Was there anybody that said anything like that last year?
Yeah. We had that's always the most amazing feeling. When someone tells you that their song meant something to you, you know, like that's kind of what makes it all worth it. And that's like the most meaningful connection that you can have. So
yeah, a
couple of people have said that, you know, it got them through the sort of rough patch, because it was like, you know, it's like an EP about, it's just a lot of fun. It's like it's really loud and like quite funky, and like it's kind of meant for like a party, and so to release it when everyone's inside, I don't know, it kind of, we got a lot of people saying like, you know, they were dancing in their living rooms and stuff, and a lot of people just putting it on for like positive energy, which is just like kind of what we exude as I'm exuding to you through the phone, right?
Just replacing your downlights with a disco ball, you know, to turn your lounge room into a disco.
That's the one. Yeah. Easy as.
Just installing some strobe lights in the kitchen while you cook dinner.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And we're, you know, like the songs that we write are kind of about the messiness of like sort of, I guess, growing up and being in your mid-20s and kind of figuring the world out. And Ash and I obviously don't have the answers, but because we're just such close friends, we just chat about this stuff constantly, and then it kind of forms the basis for the songs, and then that can just guide some people through times that they're having. And, you know, like people say that to us all the time, and it's just so gratifying, and that's really something special.
Let's focus on your lyrics and your songwriting for a sec, because I want to ask a bit further about that. I want to probe deeper into the real Foley. Mm-hmm. Sorry, that sounded more ominous than it probably should have been. But you mentioned there that the songs are very much influenced by what you're feeling in life at the time.
Yeah.
So have you and Ash found that as you've been progressing as artists and as you've been gathering more life experiences, you find that maybe the perspective of your songs shifts as you sort of learn more? Is that the case?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of easy to compare these two EPs and the kind of different outlook that we've taken on each of the songs and each sort of body of work. Like that first, the first EP, On My Conscience, was, kind of us overthinking and overanalyzing things a lot, and really kind of drilling down into how we're feeling, and kind of being a bit unsure about things, and there was glimpses of that of a kind of confidence and kind of like a fuck it attitude, like just, or whatever, like Can't Help the Way is a good example of that, where it's just like, oh man, like I'm so caught up on my feelings, but I just want to go for it. And and Midnight's a good example of that as well. But it's with this new EP and with the songs that we've written as at the moment, there's like a bit more confidence to it. There's a bit more kind of, we don't know what we're going through, but like, let's just enjoy the ride. Let's not like kind of overthink it too much. Let's not worry too much. And I think Rendezvous and So Personal are like great examples of that kind of ethos. Yeah. It's really saying like, yeah, we're feeling a lot of different things. We're going through a lot of different stuff, but like, let's just go for it. Let's just send it. Let's whatever, kind of live in the moment and just be stoked about where you are and life, essentially. Yeah.
When you do come up with a new idea for a song, what's usually the process with that? Is it a case of that you'll write a lot of the time separately, or is there a case of like it really only gets finished once you both collaborate on it?
Yeah, most of the time we write everything together. We're always kind of the way that this new EP has come about is we did a lot of collaboration kind of at the start. So like we'd write the song with the other people in the room, and that would be our producers or our co-writers or whatever. But in the past it's definitely been like just us two, like writing the bones of the song, because we kind of had this ethos that the song should be able to stand on its own acoustically, just the melody and just the chords, whether that's like a piano or an acoustic guitar or whatever. Like if we can play it and it still sounds good, then you're onto something, and then you can build the production from there. But there's a couple of instances on the last EP and on this EP where we wrote a song separately. Better Than Love on this EP, Ash wrote that without me initially, in a co-writing scenario with Wells and the Sky Julius Black, and like it still kind of feels like a Foley song because I came into it later on and we kind of fleshed it out together. Like it does it regardless of who kind of writes it initially or who comes up with the first idea or whatever. It's both our touches combined. We're both analyzing the words and we're both kind of picking the emotions and we're both kind of honing in on what we want to say and what we want to put out as a duo. So yeah,
it sounds like then there is a bit of like scrutiny that happens. You go like, oh yeah, we analyze the words. So is it really a case of you putting the metaphorical, looking glass, or what's the word, magnifying glass over over this creation that you or Ash comes into the studio with and goes, right, let's try and break this down. Is there a bit of that, like obviously friendly? Doesn't sound bad at all, but
oh man, well when we don't agree, it's we kind of scrap like siblings. It's quite funny, but like we get along. It's we do put a lot of thought into it. But it's never like a hugely conscious thing. It's we still want to be like creative and not too analytical about it. So it kind of flows here and there, but we will spend a lot of time talking about the subject matter before, during, and after, and we'll spend a lot of time focusing on the right chords and the right inversions of those chords and the right, additions to the melody that, can convey a certain emotion, so that we really kind of get to the point, because that's kind of what interests us about writing pop music, is that it's really difficult to fit everything you want to fit in like 3 minutes. And so like that's part of the challenge for us is to really hone in on what we're trying to say and who we're trying to say it to, and really figure that out, and kind of as minimalistic as possible, like in as few words or as few chords or whatever. Like that's why we do it.
I was going to say, you haven't come up with like the 8-minute epic and gone, this isn't going to work. Let's cut it. We'll cut out the mandolin breakdown in the middle there.
Oh, look, if it's part of the song, it's part of the emotional vibe, then we're all for it. Like, I would love to write an 8 or 9 minute epic. I remember back in the day, before Foley, or when Foley was just starting, I got really into song structure, and I was listening to Black Star by David Bowie and the song by The Cribs called Pink Snow, and they're like massive, they're just kind of anthems. And I was going, how do you keep someone's attention for that long? But and I never quite figured it out. So I guess we'll give it a go one day, I'm sure. We'll try to make something crazy.
Well, I was going to say, live, do you end up breaking the songs down a bit more and, being a bit more liberal with how you play them? Or are you very much like, okay, it's a 3-minute song, it's got to be 3 minutes on stage?
Oh, no, not at all. No, the live for us is like a different experience. I mean, like we both love playing live almost as much, or if not more, than in songwriting. Like it's kind of two very distinctive things. So when we play live, it's we kind of don't want to just recreate the songs as they exist on online or on the streaming services, because people, if they want to listen to that, they can just go there and listen to the original version. Like, we want to have some sort of spontaneity and energy live that, we want to be able to recreate it. And we also want to kind of teeter on the edge of, being able to pull it off. Like, we want to have some risk involved for us, because if we just play it and it's fine, then we're just going to get up there and sort of go through the motions. But to have some sort of, to have new elements, that we have to really like try to pull off as musicians, like it just brings a whole different atmosphere. And we're lucky to play with an amazing band. Like, we've got like a jazz bass player and a jazz drummer, and she's amazing and he's amazing. It's just crazy.
How many halftime breakdowns do they demand during the set as tribute?
Look, anything goes, really. If they want to do it, then they got to do it. There was one time, I don't even know what time signature he went into, but it kind of lined up pretty well. It was, it's just a bit sort of manic. It's like controlled chaos, right? We really, really want to kind of make the songs different when we play them live than when they are recorded.
So when you're playing live, you said you play guitar, so how do you find that, fitting in with the band? You got these, maestros out down the back, and you have to sit there playing your funk chords. How does that? That probably comes off really patronising. No, but like, how do you find that you fit in with the band when you're playing live? Like, do you find that it's very easy to jam with the band as you go?
Yeah, I mean, we've played with that drummer like since our very first show, and Marika, our bass player, we've played with her for about a year now. So I think at this stage we're really locked in, we're really tight. But it's an interesting question, like, because I do play, there are lots of guitar parts in there, so I kind of pick which ones I can play at any certain time. But there's always parts where what we've done in the track just won't translate to live. Like, it's like a stop or like a loop of the section or whatever. And so that's a time that all three of us can kind of like link together and do something interesting live. So I think over time we've definitely gotten better at that. And it's just really interesting and really kind of, like, they push me to play better as well.
Yeah.
To kind of keep up with the pace of it. I didn't go to jazz school. So yeah, all good.
I was going to ask, do either you or Ash have like a signature move that people come to expect when they see Foley play live?
A signature move.
Yeah, like I don't know, a dance move or like a, I don't know, like is there like a costume piece that somebody wears? I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any live pictures.
We kind of keep it unpredictable.
Okay. Oh yes, that's very jazz. Yes.
I'm not going to say our show is like a jazz show because it's definitely like polished pop, but we do. There's certain fills that happen every show, like regardless of which show it is or whatever. I don't know. Ash and I just vibe. I don't know. Like it's yeah. You gotta come see a show.
It's the vibe, man.
It'll clear everything up, and I won't sound so pedantic about it all, and you'll just have a good time.
If you do come to Melbourne,
yes,
next time we come to Melbourne, I will come along. I will sit in the front or stand in the front and demand a halftime jazz breakdown. That's going to be that's going to be my only demand. But I expect the best, Gabe. I expect the best.
We'll make that happen to you. And if there's any, to everyone listening right now as well, like if you can put your demands in the box at the front, we'll accommodate those too.
Do you just have it like the end, like, if you have any questions or concerns, please, put them in the feedback box. Like, do you have this little box at the side? Like, people can put anonymous letters in or anonymous notes.
Yeah, we do. We do a Q&A, in the middle of our set. Just joking. Actually, one kind of motif that's happened, more times than you would expect is like the last time we played a headline show, it was my mum's birthday, so we sang Happy Birthday to her. And the next time we'll play one in March will be Ash's birthday. So guess who's singing Happy Birthday to Ash?
So someone's always birthdaying at one of your shows.
Yeah. Which is exactly the right vibe that we want.
You know where the logical conclusion of that is? You're going to be starting to yell, all right, who's got their birthday coming up?
Oh, yeah.
You'll be like, somebody put up their hand. Oh, what's your name, sir?
Yeah.
It's like, and then you're like, happy birthday, Vincent,
pass
or whatever.
the mic around. Yeah.
Who was I? I was at a festival. It was quite bizarre at my hometown. It was a small country town. They had the knockoff of the Blues Fest run for a couple of years. And there was a band that did that. And I'm trying to remember who it was. It was Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. Remember them? Right. They had that fucking was it Arkansas da 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 da. That song I can't remember that.
That's like such a vague memory, but yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
They're not together now or anything like that. But
oh man,
they did that in the set. And me and my friend are just like pissing ourselves because like this is like massive stage or whatever, and like the singer just literally takes the wireless mic, jumps off the stage, starts interviewing the crowd. Oh, how are you going today, sir? It was just so bizarre. I was like, what the? What?
Maybe I'll start taking notes. That sounds great.
It was a bit weird, but
I love getting in the crowd and running around and doing a bunch
they
of
had like the
stuff.
afternoon set, so it was like pretty spaced out. Like there wasn't like packed in. It was like mid afternoon. People were out milling around everywhere, and he's like just jumping.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to talk. that was a weird diversion.
All good.
But I wanted to chat about the upcoming EP because that's going to be coming out on Marble Vacation. Mm-hmm. What can we expect that might differ from what your previous releases have done? And I know this like you've had 3 singles come out now from it, but when people are listening to the new EP, what can we sort of expect without giving too much away, of course?
Yeah, well, as I said before, it's like that confidence, it's kind of like a bit more aspirational and a bit more clear thematically than our last one.
Yep.
All 3 of the songs that we've put out are very different, and I'm just going to say that the other 2 are also very different. So there's a lot going on, but we've kind of tried to make it all kind of cohesive and seamless and kind of just a really fun experience because it's a lot of different times of our lives and it's a lot of different emotions that we're trying to cover off and tick each certain box a certain way. So just a whole lot of it's really upbeat, I think. So
Yeah.
apart from Better Than Love, the only which is, it's the one you put on and have a cup of tea and think about it. But
This
the
is
other
more
ones
like
are,
the
they're all
get your night fever dancing shoes on and just boogie. Is that what we're
Yeah.
expecting?
Yes, the
Okay.
opening track is our favorite to play live. We've teased it a couple times and really keen on that one coming out because that's a bit more exploratory, like melodically for us. Like the chords are a little funky and like everything's a little kind of on its toes, shall we say? And you'll kind of know what I mean by that.
So this is a yet to be released song, I'm guessing, going by your wording. Okay. We'll keep things vague and, mysterious for the meantime then.
Absolutely.
You're playing, you're a very lucky man. You're a very lucky man, Gabe. Well, you and Ash are very lucky people. You got some shows coming up.
We do.
Tomorrow, well, as of release, tomorrow, you're going to be playing in Wellington. And then you're going to be playing in Dunedin on February 22nd.
We are, yeah.
And then a month later, March 25, you're going to be headlining in Auckland for the EP release. That's
sure are.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You must be excited about that. So tell us a bit about these new gigs that are coming up this week and next week.
Yeah, I mean, we can't kind of overstate how lucky we are to do that. Like it's absolutely bizarre. I mean, we had that feeling when we played Rhythm and Vines at New Year's and we just opened for 660 as well, and it's just crazy to even be able to do this. So yeah, very grateful. But yeah, these shows coming up are going to be fun. The ones in Wellington and Dunedin are a couple of O-Week shows. So there's going to be lots of uni students and lots of good times.
I was going to say, do you guys have like a good fan base with the uni crowd? Like, what's your regular demographic as far as listeners are concerned?
Oh man, I have no idea.
Without stereotyping, of course.
I have no idea. Who knows? Really, it's not really something I look into. But we have played a lot of all ages shows in the past, and we're always kind of resonated with that group as alongside the the uni crowd and even a bit older than that. I mean, we're in our mid-20s, early 20s, so it's just like people like us, that's kind of the vibe. I mean, everyone going to uni is kind of figuring out what they're going through anyway. So, but I'm just really looking forward to these shows. It's going to be really good to get traveling again and going to Wellington, which we haven't played in years, and Dunedin we've never played, so really excited to get there. And of course the headline show in Auckland is bigger and better and funkier than the last one. I don't know. There's every kind of word you can fit in. We're really kind of putting some thought into that one and figuring out how we can make that a really cool experience. Because again, it's such a privilege. So we have to do it justice.
Let's talk briefly about. Actually, let's go on to your new single, which you did drop the name of before, Better Than Love, which has just been released. You were mentioning a bit about it before, but tell us a bit about how it's come together in the recording process, because it is a really cool track.
Thank you. Yeah. So, as I was saying before, Ash wrote this one with Josh Nailey, who's Wells, and
who we've played before, folks. Actually, the same episode we played So Personal, actually, which is kind of a cool coincidence. On the same episode, we were featuring a New Zealand artist, which is the Jeff Ong episode, folks, if you remember. Go back and re-listen to it, which I thought was pretty funny and pretty cool, like cool connection there.
Yeah. And then so we wrote it with Wells and this guy Jonathan Boyle, whose artist name is Julius Black, and he's an incredible creative. And so Ash just wrote that in a day at a writing camp, and the whole thing was almost fully formed. And she sent it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, this is crazy! Like, this is such a good song." And it's a very vulnerable song for her. And I don't really want to speak to the kind of content of it, because I'm not sure I'll do it justice, because it's a really personal. It's really she's kind of really delved deep into that. So, but it is about that kind of feeling when you find someone and you're kind of falling into this new love and this new relationship, and it's about the feelings that you've built the idea of love up in your head after being single for so long that anything that's whatever this turns out to be, whatever this new relationship is, can never live up to those expectations. You're kind of like it's a bit defeatist, and it's kind of really just trying to embrace the moment and to figure out that not everything is going to be perfect. Like the thought of you is better than love. Like that's the line. Like whatever this is can't possibly live up to my own incredibly high standards that I've set for myself. So it is it's a really beautiful song. So yeah, when she sent it to me, and then we got in the studio all together as well, and we kind of went over the lyrics and the melodies, and again tried to really kind of hone in on that. And that's that was I still find that like a real privilege, because it's such a nice song, and I kind of wanted to add my bits and to make it a collaboration without adding too much or overstepping my mark. So that was a real interesting challenge for me personally, is trying to be sparing with what I add and just kind of keep the song as it is, because it was so sick just after one day. So yeah, I didn't really want to step on anyone's toes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, you got to make. It's good to see that you've worked out where you sort of fit in as far as the dynamics concerned with you
for sure.
and the rest of your team. But that's really cool. We are going to play the new single, which is called, I don't think I mentioned the name before, Better Than Love. And really that title does encapsulate, I think, the theme, which is, it's a very concise title. You sort of know what it's about from that title, and now that you mention it, it makes perfect sense. So
yeah, it's one of those song titles that is really ambiguous until you listen to the song, and then you get it, and you're like, great. So
it's like like whatever the equivalent is, the musical equivalent is don't judge the book by its cover. It's like, don't judge the song by the title.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, another love song, and then hopefully people find a bit more value in it than your classic bubblegum. But
well, congrats on the new single. Looking forward to hearing the new EP when it does come out next month. Best of luck with the shows too. That should be so much fun. Enjoy the tour.
Thank you. Yeah, we will.
And make sure, folks, you do give the singles, and when the EP does come out, a listen wherever you stream your music. And make sure you go and check out Foley's socials. We'll have them linked in the description, of course, wherever you're listening. So make sure you go and check that out too. Gabe, thanks so much for coming on. It was a real pleasure having a chat about the new singles.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Want to take us out and introduce the song and tell us who you are?
Cool, yeah. So I'm Gabe from FOLEY. We're a Kiwi duo, and this is our new song, Better Than Love.
Brilliant, folks.
We get so caught up in the middle, trying to work it all out. It's just easier to keep it simple. Keep the label off us, going heavy on the dreaming lately. Ooh, I get so damn lost in the middle. I should save myself from the conversations. I should save myself from the trouble that's inside my mind. I'm going heavy on the dreaming lately, going heavy on it. Try to save us from the torture, let me be a little cautious. Can we float without moving forward? We could just tread some water. I just wanted a distraction. Let me beat you to the punch. Can you stay as my crush? Cause the thought of you is better than love. Cause the thought of you is better than love. Cause the thought of you is better than love. We could just tread some water. Cause the thought of you is better than love. We get so caught up in the riddle, trying to solve it all fast. And I know I said I would listen, but I've never been good at that. That'll keep me safe. Look both ways, got enough at stake. On the roof outside, all my life I'm just trying to save myself from the conversation. I should save myself from the trouble that's inside my mind. Going heavy on the dreaming lately, going heavy on it. Try to save us from the torture, let me be a little cautious. Can we float without moving forward? We could just tread some water. I just wanted a distraction, let me be just tread some water. We could just tread some water.
AustralianMusiciansRadio.com